Hello, it's Red Knight here and welcome back to Truckin' Halloween. That's right everybody, it's part 2 of my Halloween 2015 truck event, and the truck event is almost over for me in the video. I only have the last 50 trucks to do, then I can get that last threshold reward, but I wonder what it's going to be. Now, I'm afraid it's too late in actual real time. The truck event is now over. We reached the global total, so congratulations everybody! Because of you, we were able to get a really cool Halloween decoration that cannot be got any other way at the moment. So I'm afraid everybody, if you are watching this video and you did not get to that global mark within the truck event, which was only 4 trucks, I'm afraid you've lost a chance because it's now over and done with. But if you would like to see what the prize looks like, do head to most of your friends' farms and you can find that spooky grave with the little piglet inside lifting up a skeleton that he finds at the bottom. Now I must admit it does look a little bit spooky, especially when you start digging down and holding up the previous occupant, but I must admit it's an awesome decoration, and a big thumbs up to the design team for coming up and creating this idea. And I so look forward to next Halloween when you have some even more cool designs for us to get and to put on our farms. Now everybody, okay, we know the truck event is over and you've seen this cool prize. What kind of prize would you like for next year? Okay, previous years we had the gargoyle statue, which was really cool, and I've got that one as well. This year we have a really nice grave that someone is digging. What would you like for next year? What are your suggestions or requests maybe? Let's try to get some comments below in the video, and then maybe we can get the Heyday design team thinking about this. And if they do think about this, you never know, we might just get it, because if they like your ideas, guess what everybody, ideas are accepted and considered, and I do know that because I've seen some of the cool ideas that they've got coming up. Now, one thing I would like to see within the game a little bit later, and I'm going to show you one of my ideas a little bit later as well, is maybe a subtle change within the actual graphics of the game itself. Now, we've got the animals, they're all dressing up for the seasonal event, and I think that's awesome, and I just love that. We've got the nice cool decoration, but I'm not sure how challenging it will be to take it to the next step. Now, there are a couple of things that I'd like to see maybe tweaked for next year's Halloween, and maybe this is a nice little project for the design team to be thinking about. One of them involves the house. Now, I know for like Christmas we get a beautiful farmhouse that's kind of decorated with Christmas lights, and it really does look good. Can we have something very similar for Halloween? So maybe a nice little Frankenstein hanging out the window there, maybe something a little bit different for the actual design itself, something to make it a little bit more spooky. For example, how about a spider sitting on the roof that looks like it's crawling around, something like that. Maybe a Frankenstein sticking his head out of the actual chimney. Now, that's my first idea. Please let me know what you think about that. Would you like to see something similar? Maybe make your own request in the comments below. Now, later in the video you're going to see some drawings that I've actually done, plus a drawing from one of my friends, which I think is really wonderful. His artistic skills are out of the world. Now, mine are just basic, but I think you'll understand the concept very well. I would love to see the characters within the game dressing up in costume. So we get all of these visitors that come to our door during the Halloween season requesting goods, but I kind of feel like when it comes to Halloween, someone's knocking on my door, they're going to be saying trick or treat. And I must admit, I would like to see them dressed up in costume. Otherwise, I feel like, hey, you're not even putting the effort in. So maybe for another year, we could have the actual characters slightly different in their clothing style. So as an example, if we think about the fishing area, okay, we know they've got the winter wear. I know during winter other characters change their appearance. So how about maybe Halloween costumes? Now, when you actually get to this part of the video and you look at the costumes for the visitors, let me know your views and opinions. Now, I've already shown some of these images in my Facebook group, on my actual Facebook page, which is open to the public, so you're welcome to go and have a look as well. And please do comment there, because I do read all of the comments. Now, another change I'd like to see, and I think this one would be really cool, especially for the town. Now, I think the town is a wonderful area, and personally I feel that sometimes it gets forgotten when it becomes, or when it comes to part of the game. Now, I would love to see the train tweaked into a Halloween train. Could you imagine the engine of the train with teeth, or it looks like a vampire? Maybe the whole train has been changed so it has this like kind of black and red kind of design style. I think that would be wonderful. So not only could you have the town people maybe dressed up, but you could also have the train, or even the personal train, decked out in a kind of a Halloween theme. And I think that would be a wonderful change or addition to the game for next Halloween. So everybody, what do you think of those 3 ideas? Let me know. So number 1, tweaking the house so it looks more Halloweeny. 2, giving the visitors costumes. And 3, maybe tweaking the train so it looks more Halloweeny within the game. And I think that would be really, really great. Okay, right, now as I said, this is the last part of this Halloween event, and this is part 2 of my video. There won't be a part 3, everybody. Now within the video, okay, you can see what I'm doing here, you can listen as I'm talking and just watch my actions. And basically what I'm doing here is just filling those orders. Now I'm not really caring what the orders are for. All I'm interested in is getting those last 50 done, because I do want to get the 100 and at least claim myself another really cool Halloween decoration. Now I love the prizes I've got so far, but how about you? What kind of prizes did you get? Did you get exactly the same ones, or were they slightly different? Again, why not let us know? Let's try to identify what kinds of prizes everybody got within the game. Now I think everybody was really satisfied with the threshold prizes, because they do look good and they are the Halloween decorations in most cases, and these decorations can be a little bit expensive, so it's really nice to actually have something that we can work towards that goes with the theme. So big thumbs up to the Heyday team for actually doing this. You guys rock. I think it's wonderful. Now, I mentioned in my last video about supporting each other, and I think it's really important, especially when it comes to these kinds of events. So let's just recap on some of those suggestions that I made last time. Now, one of my suggestions was in relation to the actual barn. Now, if you're in a neighborhood, let's just say there are 30 people in your neighborhood, that's 30 barns, everybody. So at the moment, everybody's working independently of each other, and basically they're trying to build up enough stock so they can actually cater towards these trucks. But hey, why not change your thinking? Once you've actually built up your rapport with your neighborhood, and you've got a really good neighborhood where there are 0 problems or difficulties and you trust everybody else, why not start working together and basically combine those barns? So for example, have the more senior players trying to produce the more challenging items, those that are much junior with maybe smaller or lower levels anyway, try to go for the products that could be done very quickly or basically are easier to make. And then that way you can share those resources with each other, and maybe you will find it much easier when it comes to completing these events. And like me, you will find that you won't run out of material sometimes. Now, it's not just supporting each other within the neighborhood, okay? You do need to pass on your expansion materials. Now, once I've often expanded my barn and my silo, and I do this occasionally, not all the time, that's not my biggest focus in the game. I'm actually quite satisfied with the size I've got, but every now and then I try to go up another level. Now, for me to go up another level, I'm going to require a lot of barn or silo expansion materials, and that does take up space. space, and it then does mean that I can't help anybody else out. But once I've finished, what I often do is then just sell all of my expansion materials, and I have no qualms about doing that. And I'm quite happy for my neighborhood to come and buy them, or anybody else. So basically, if you're seeing anything in my stall that's not in the last slot by itself, then you're welcome to purchase that. Now I'm getting really close here. Now, will I be able to do all of these truck orders before I run out of orders? I wonder. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's difficult, but I've got lots of empty spaces, so I better get my production going. Look at all of those empty slots. Oh my goodness, you're slacking there. Let's get those done. Right, now remember, when it comes to the machines, okay, your machines only start with basically 2 open slots, and you are going to need diamonds within the game to actually open up that production spot. Now, it's really worth it. You don't really want to be using diamonds for purchasing things at the lower levels. Your main focus is more about increasing your production machines, and I would strongly recommend doing that with some of the key machines. Max out your slots. Now, you don't have to do it with every machine, so like this one here as an example, I really don't need to max it out anymore. Now, I could do so, but I'm going to save that for much later within my gameplay when it becomes more important. With machines like the popcorn machine, you do want to max it out. These kind of machines require a lot of or are for a lot of orders, so you are going to be using these resources again and again and again, and because they do produce quickly, you don't really want to be in the game maybe 20 or 30 minutes to load up your production line again. It's great to actually be able to just do it, then walk away. Now also as well, to make it easier for you with your barn, once you've actually produced an item, you can leave it on your machine. You don't need to collect that item. And then basically, if you plan your production very well, you're able to stack those items until you actually need them later. So for some people, they actually find it's a good idea to keep their barns maxed out, and then they're able to keep loading their production machine without collecting any items. Now, okay, sometimes as you are making something, it will take resources from the barn, which will then collect something from that machine. But that's not such a problem, because it means you're just loading and taking at the same time. When it comes to, say, axes and saws, okay, now you are going to find that you will require a lot of these quite often during some of the events. Now, I would strongly recommend building up a good stock, and Tom is probably your best person for getting these. Not a lot of people like actually trading or selling these 2 items because they are so useful and they're used so many times, but Tom is your best person to actually hire. So for 15 diamonds, you get him for a day, give or take, when he's sleeping, and then you can purchase as many saws and axes as you want for a reduced price within that time frame, and the diamonds you get within the game. Now, one thing I do love about Halloween is the decoration, and I really have been impressed with some of the ideas that I've seen around the world with different farms. When you get to the end of this video, you're going to see a lot of these images from people who have posted on my Facebook and on the main Heyday Facebook page as well. So please do watch and comment on some of the farms that you're seeing. Give your impressions or feelings based on the design. Now, I do have some really special treats for you towards the end of this video, once you actually get past this section where you're watching me play. I think you are going to love the music. I think that you will really enjoy as I show you how to make the purple cat. Now, the purple cat I did see on another farm, and as soon as I saw it, I said, I've got to have that. And it looks fantastic sitting on my farm just across the road. So if you want to see what the purple cat looks like, go and check it out, because she's a beauty. But in this video later, I'm going to be making it for you, and you can watch the resources and watch how I do it. A little bit further on, you're actually going to see a video of one of my friend's farms as well, and he has 3 really awesome character designs within his farm. Oh my god, are they absolutely fantastic. I just love the crab, and I'm so going to copy that. And I need to purchase all of the decoration before the actual Halloween decoration disappears and then changes to the winter decoration. So if you are thinking of making some of these designs, remember you are going to have to purchase some of these decoration. Now the decorations do come back every year. Maybe they will be cheaper. Maybe there will be new decoration as well. But if you have the resources, it's actually worth purchasing them. You don't have to purchase everything in one go. So as an example, like the cemetery fence from the church, I didn't purchase those all in one go. But this year I was able to pick up a lot more because I had sufficient funds this time. And I was quite pleased about that. They do look good, if I do say so myself. Right, what am I doing now? Now, as I mentioned earlier, okay, once I've got my resources and I don't need them anymore, I'm quite happy to sell them. And that's what I'm doing here. And everything that's in my stall is first come, first served. Okay, I do tell my hoodies every now and then that there are items there for sale, and these days I tend to sell for full price. So anything there, just purchase it. I don't mind, but please do be aware sometimes I use the last slot for trading. But then again, if it's purchased, it's not a problem because, as I said, the stalls are open to everybody. Now, for this Halloween event, what's your impression? Are you satisfied? Are you really happy with the prizes? Were you happy with the new decoration that we got this year? So remember this year that we had two really cool decoration within the game. Now I must admit that the two decorations that we had, for me, the man-eating plant was the best one. I loved that. That was really cool. And I like the fact that it's just sitting there trying to eat my spider from my haunted tree. It does look really nice. But how about for yourself? Okay, what was your favorite decoration? What do you like? Okay, I know we all love the event decoration. I think that's probably the best one overall. Now, for next year, what would you like to see? What kind of ideas do you have? Are you looking for a statue? Are you looking for maybe some kind of decoration within the game? Are you looking for some kind of fruit or tree that's very Halloween based that can sit there on your farm as an example? Now, as an example, we got for level 100 players, they got this really wonderful golden tree with a nice golden bench. Now, I think that's wonderful, and I'm really working my way towards getting that. But how about a nice little Halloween tree with a bench for next year's decoration? So I think that might be quite nice as a really interesting idea. Now, I do love the trees that we've got within the game, so if you actually go to the fishing area, get a better indication of what I like there. So the trees that are in the fishing area actually have jack-o'-lanterns sitting in them, and I would love to have a similar kind of decoration like that, maybe with a bench just below it. Now again, this could be something for the higher level players or maybe for mid-level players, and I think that would be a nice little benchmark to aim for as well. I think it could be really cool. Maybe that could be the reward for next year's Halloween event. What do you think? Please do comment. I'm really interested in people's ideas, and I do know that a lot of players out there around the world are looking for different things within the game, or like me, they're really big fans and they want to see the game progress and change. Now, just around the corner, we've got Christmas, so in less than a few months, Christmas will be upon us. I wonder what kind of decoration we will get there. Now, I do like some of the Christmas movies, and I do like the Halloween movies that are out there. Now, imagine if we had a nice little Halloween Christmas decoration. That could be quite interesting as well. I think I would like that. Yes, a Halloween sleigh with a skeleton Santa on it. Ooh, that would be very nice. I think I would go for that a lot. Now let's get back to the video. Now when it comes to filling the truck out, okay, you've got your friends to help you out, But do remember there are other ways of getting materials within the game. Now, if you're in a Facebook group, and there are hundreds out there, and I know that's true because I belong to about 70 of them, and I don't belong to all of them because there are many international languages out there, and my English is probably not the best language used for that specific group. But do join some of the Facebook groups, do interact with a lot of the people out there, and basically you'll find that they can also be really helpful when it comes to purchasing material, because you can actually go to their roadside stalls once you friend someone and then maybe purchase the item off them. Now, thankfully within the game, okay, we can use Messenger, and Messenger is a separate app that connects to your Facebook account. And if you are in a Facebook group, you can use Messenger to interact with each other and chat with each other. Now, please don't abuse that service. Make sure that the person you're asking for items really does want you to bother them. If they do say, please stop asking me, then do listen to that, because it does get a bit frustrating sometimes, I must admit, for some of my friends. Now, I'm quite happy to receive messages and requests, but please don't expect me to reply straight away, because I do have commitments outside, and I apologize for that, but I do have other commitments for family and work. Now, the best place I think for purchasing materials is actually the newspaper. Now, okay, sometimes you may find the newspaper only has certain items in it, but that means it's great. Those items that come up in the newspaper all the time, you don't have to make. You can then concentrate on your machines making the items that are not in the newspaper, and basically just buy the ones that are in the paper, thus transferring coinage around the world, and then you can use those materials you've bought to fill those truck orders. So do keep that in mind. Now we're getting down to the last few here. Will I be able to do it? I've got 2 orders there that have no tick marks on, and a jewelry one as well that has no tick mark. Oh no, I've run out of orders. Now what should I do? Okay, well now these 2 are very, very easy. They are crop ones. Now I have the choice here. I can rip them off, or I can just grow the crops and do it later. And that's basically what I'm going to do with those 2, because they're so easy to do, and the return on them is okay, and it's not going to hurt me. So it's very, very easy to grow both of those items, and I only need 4 more trucks. Oh yes, 4 more trucks and I'm done. But let's have a check in the paper, because you never know. Maybe someone is selling those items at a discounted price and I can save some of my money. Now, speaking of cash here, I've got 3,589,173 coins. Now, for me, the truck event has been very, very rewarding. It allowed me to get a lot of coinage, and I've actually spent quite a bit of it as well to purchase some of the materials that I needed for my material. But a lot of people say to me, hey, Red Knight, how do you have so much money? Now, compared to some of the other players around the world, the amount of coinage I have is not really that much, but it's enough to impress some other people. These days, 3 million is nothing. But I would still wish I had 3 million coins in the bank, though. Yeah, then I would enjoy a nice Christmas holiday. Now, to get the coins, make items, sell items. It's as simple as that. Now, the truck, okay, doesn't always give you the maximum coinage, but that's not the issue, because you get experience points. And more experience points means you get more prizes, and as the experience points increases, you go up in levels, which means more machines and more products, which then means more coinage. So it's a fantastic spiral that goes up and up and up and up. Now, if you're just interested in gaining the coins and not worried about the experience, that's where your roadside stall comes in handy. Now, I do advocate selling certain things for 1 coin or 10 coins just to get rid of it, especially with the crops if you're doing a harvest task. But for most items, just sell them for full price, because there is always someone out there that will purchase them off you. So don't worry about discounting the price. Okay, now I'm in the fishing area at the moment. Have you noticed the ghost? Now, remember, the ghost will start on the left hand side, and basically he will move from left to right. And if you do see the ghost, guess what, everybody? He will give you a wonderful prize if you are lucky enough to find him. Now, what that prize will be will vary, but usually for first time players, they often get the coffin with Chick Norris inside, and once you put that on your farm, he actually jumps up every now and then. And if you want to see what it looks like, do go and check out my coffee kiosk area, because he's sitting in that area at the moment. Now, when he actually comes to the fishing area and that ghost, okay, the ghost usually comes back once a day, so don't expect to be looking for him many times. Once you do find him, that's roughly the same time he's going to come back 24 hours later. And he does slowly move across your screen, so you do have a bit of leeway if you're not there at exactly the right time. But do keep your eye out for him, because the rewards can be very nice. Sometimes you will get diamonds, and diamonds are a lady's best friend, as we all know. In fact, they're my best friend as well, because I do love spending them on certain things. But the main focus is also getting the expansion materials that it gives you, so you really do want to look for the ghost. And if you're not sure what the ghost looks like, I'm going to show you a little bit later in the video. You can watch as the ghost goes across my water, and I will give you a little bit more information. Fishing. Now I'm killing time here in the game, because I'm just waiting for my harvest to actually grow. Then I can complete another order. Now, as I said, I've only got a few more orders left to do. Will I be able to do it? Will I get it done very quickly, or will I have to time warp ahead into the future because I ran out of orders on the board? Now, sometimes I do wish that the orders would come a little bit faster and the turnaround time was a little bit quicker, but then again, 30 minutes is enough time, I think. It's not that difficult. Gives you time to go away, have something to drink, make yourself a nice cup of coffee or tea, and then come back and the orders are ready again. But then again, I still do wish it was a little bit faster. I'm finding these days that the fishing area is somewhere I'm spending a lot of time, especially with these derby tasks. It's quite cool. And my current derby task at the moment for 320 points is a boat. And I've just completed my third one, so I'm quite happy. But oh my goodness, this time the requests are really challenging for me. My next one's easy. It needs woolly chaps, olives, and sugarcane. Oh yes, that will be an easy boat in 4 hours. Piece of cake. How many of you actually hired Tom during this event? Did you spend the 15 diamonds to get lots of resources, or did you just let him sleep for the full 100 trucks? I must admit, these days I tend not to use Tom for these truck events. I feel that he needs to sleep because he's not so young anymore. He's getting a little bit old in the tooth, should I? In fact, I'm starting to feel old these days as well. I'm only joking. 43 years old is not really old. But then again, for some of the people who do play the game, they are much younger. But do you have as much energy as me? Will you have as much energy as me as later? Now, speaking of strange things, look in that mine. Did you see those eyes? There was somebody inside giving me spooky looks. Now, I must admit, I do like this kind of addition to the game. To actually have a mine with 4 yellow eyes peeking out really does enhance it, and I like that a lot. It's these subtle things within the game that make it really special. Now, did you notice I'm about to complete this last event? Now, I harvested all of the crops, I time warped ahead and did the board, more orders have come up, so I just need to do the one more, I believe. Now, I've left my jewellery run down there in the corner because I think that will be a good one later. And yeah, 100 trucks. Oh my goodness, I'm the master. And I got the haunted house there, and I'm so happy about that. And everybody, yeah, I did it. 100 trucks. I helped you get your global total. Thank you very much. Now, did you do your 100 trucks? Did you get all of the prizes? Or were you only able to get a few? Now, once the actual event is done, okay, you can't, any of your trucks don't count towards it. But when the event is still going, you don't have to stop at just the 100 trucks. You can keep going. Now, okay, for myself, I don't really have the time to actually do more than 100 trucks, but there were some people out there that did. So as an example, if I'm looking at the top contributors at the moment, so I'm looking at the actual event board and I can see who the top contributors were. Now the top contributor was Wada7 with 21,333 trucks. Oh my god, you are absolutely awesome. You are the master. And the top neighborhood was Senya Q8. They did 136,036 trucks between them. Whoa, you guys are superstars, super cool. Now you're just looking through the thresholds, and this is the last one for 100 trucks. What did we get, or what did I get? That's what I got, and doesn't it look wonderful? So I now have another one for my collection. Now the prize was the spooky grave. So once you've completed those 100 trucks, you then need to make sure we complete the global total, which was 149 million, and we did it. Look at that. Now just to let you know, the final total was 210,016,993 trucks, and we all got the prize. Oh my god, was that wonderful. Everybody out there, thank you very much. And this is the little blue package that came to the door. But what does it say, I wonder? Let's open the package and see. So, hi Red Knight. All the Halloween parties will be overflowing with wonderful farm goods. Thank you for everyone's participation. We did it together. Accept this reward as a thank you for your contribution. Best regards, the Mayor. Mr. Mayor, thank you very much. And this prize is gladly accepted. So, I need to press that claim button and claim it. And there it goes into storage. Now, if you're wondering where it is, it's actually in the storage area. So let's scroll down and find where it is. So go down to the last option and scroll all the way down. Now keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and keep going, keep going, keep going, past the Halloween decorations that's there, past the Valentine's, and you're getting very close, and there it is, just after the birthday cake and before the spooky pumpkin. And doesn't it look great? So one spooky grave. Oh yes, and look at that. Oh my god, it's wonderful. I love it. I really do love this. Look at that. Let's zoom in. And oh my god, there's a pig inside and a skeleton. Oh yeah, look at the graphics on that. Wow, that is so sweet and awesome. But what does it look if we turn it the other way, I wonder? Now, how are you using this decoration? I've seen lots of people actually put this decoration with other headstones. So it does look like he is a grave digger, but then again, he shouldn't be playing with old skeletons like that. But I must admit, it really does look cool. Now let's change the direction and see which is better. Now I kind of like it this way. I think this is the better angle for this one, and that's my preference. So I think when I'm actually moving this one later, that's how I'm going to leave it. Look at him, the way he's sticking his eyes just above there. Up comes the skeleton, and woo! I'm the skeleton. And then back down again. Congratulations everybody else. I really hope that you enjoy that decoration. Now I mentioned I'd like to change the visitors. I would love to give them Halloween costumes, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So let's have a look. Now this one is Greg. Now my idea for Greg as an example is Frank and Greg. What do you think of the design? Would you like to see him coming in a costume? Now this beautiful young lady, I think she looks nice in the hat, so I'm going to give her a nice little witch costume, and I think she looks good there as well. Now my little Mary Poppins lady here, I think she looks like a superhero, so I'm going to go for the Heyday Girl for this one here. Now this guy's a little bit chunky, so I think he needs to look like a jack-o'-lantern. And doesn't that one look awesome? Mr. Postman, he looks a little hungry and he's always having to run away from dogs, so let's make it more challenging. So he's the hot dog man. And the best one for Tom. Now this drawing's not mine, but I think the drawing is wonderful. Look at that everybody. Oh my god, is that great. Now he belongs to Heyday Collective, and that's another Facebook group out there, and the artist is wonderful. Now, I did say I was going to show you about the purple cat. Now, this is my purple cat. Now, how did I build it? Well, these are the resources that you are going to need. You will need 2 plots of land, and you will need to grow some lavender on that as well. For the actual main materials, you need to go to the shop and go to the second section there where you've got the actual plants, and it's the lupines that you're going to need. Now, they are expensive, the price does increase, but do not worry too much because the price increment is not that bad. Now, in fact, every decoration here is purchasable with coins. None of these decorations are diamond based, so you don't have to use diamonds to make any or to make this cat at all. So all of these things I'm showing you here can be purchased with coins. As you can see, the jack-o'-lantern there. You've also got the pumpkin pedestal. All of them can be purchased. Now, the price is actually quite a lot, and it does increase with coinage. So please do remember that. Now, thankfully, you're only going to need 4 of those pedestals. You're only going to need really 1 jack-o'-lantern there as well. You're going to need the 2 fires, and you're going to need a lot of lupines. Now let's get loads of those out and let's start laying it out. Now, these cats can be really big, so please do remember that you are going to need a large space. Now, that's one reason why I like my space across the road, because it allows me to be creative and show off designs to make my video. So for me, this is a wonderful addition to the game because it gives me that little design area. Now, I must admit, at some stage in the future, I'm really hoping that the game does have another tweak or adjustment to it. I'd love to have the option to just press one function and then have a design screen where I get a blank layout of a farm, and then I can create designs with materials that I might purchase just to see what it looks like, and then I can then go back to my farm and then set it up that way. Now, is that something that may happen in the future? I don't know, but it's something that I would love to see, and I think many other people might enjoy it as well. But it all depends on how it affects the game and how heavy it makes the software. Because if you're downloading, the game can take a little bit of time if you're doing it over the net, as an example, from your phone or your iPad. Now, my cat design is a little bit different from the one that I saw earlier on someone else's farm. So as an example, I've actually made my tail a lot thicker. Now, when it comes to these kinds of designs, you do have the choice to modify them to your taste. So you don't actually have to keep it exactly the same way. You can tweak it, you can adjust it. You don't even have to use the same colored flowers that I'm using. Maybe you'd like a pink cat and you want to use the daisies. Maybe you want to have different kinds of plants and you might want to use what have we got down here? Maybe you want to use the classic topiary and have a topiary cat. Not sure how that one would look. I might have to try that one out later. But at the end of the day, use your imagination. And then if you do create something really cool like this, or like the ones I'm going to show you later, let me know. Come to my Facebook page and then send me a message or link me to your actual image on your Facebook page and then say, hey Red Knight, I've got this wonderful design that I think you might like. Please can you show it in a video? I will come and have a look, and if I think it's wonderful, I will say absolutely, and I will give you pride of place in your own video and make it for you and actually show it out to the world. Now, I'm here for you guys as well, so when it comes to your designs and imagination, let me know, because I will promote your images. I have no problems about this, because we're all in this together and you guys are just as special as I am. For example, once I've actually finished showing you this, I'm going to be showing you an image of a farm that I do like, because they have a really beautiful musical activity. Now, the music is the music that comes within the game, so it's the game's music that I'm going to be playing. It's great. It looks really cool, and if you haven't seen it, okay, go and hunt for this farm in the leaders board later, and I think you will like it if you're listening to it. Right, now you can see here I've done the head of my purple cat. I've got my two eyes, which are the fire pieces. I'm using the lavender that I've actually grown on those farm plots. Now that bit does take a bit of time. Now remember, if you are doing this, it means that you're not then using those two farm pieces for something else. So you must take that into consideration when you're actually doing your derby tasks as well. The actual jack-o'-lantern I'm using just below as a kind of a mouthpiece, just below the whiskers. The actual flowers are the body and the tail, and the pedestals with the jack-o'-lanterns on top, they're actually my feet. So what do you think so far? It looks kind of cute. Now if I did stop here, I think it would still look very, very nice. Now, one thing you need to pay attention to, as you're actually bringing these items out of storage, okay, the price is increasing gradually. Now, I've purchased all of these, so you're not seeing the price change, but I think it was changing by about 10 coins every time. But as you're bringing them out, you'll notice that the directions are all different. So once you've brought them out, you're then going to have to change it and put them into the right direction. Now, the choice is yours about how you actually want them to look. If you want to keep it all going in another way, or you want to have it mixed, please do. It's literally down to your design tastes in the end. Now, my body is coming along nicely here. I think I finished the body part there. I need to start working on the tail. Now, the original tail, as I said, was a single piece, but I've actually changed it and I've gone for a double tail because I think it looks a little bit better for my interests. Now, what's your thinking so far? What do you think of this design? Do you like this aspect of the video? Would you like me to create some other videos showing you how to make some of these designs that are out there in the world? If so, I can make a special playlist. In fact, I might just add this part or this video to another playlist later, especially when I start making the 3 images that I've seen on my friend's farm. I think it would be a good cool collection location. Okay, the back end of my cat is done. Now let's bring the tail over the top. Oh, I'm getting so close. This is so exciting. Now this is what used a lot of my coinage. So all of those coins that I did make in the game were thankfully spent on making this decoration. It looks beautiful if I do say so, but we need a little bit more. Change those directions. Now actually, as I'm looking at it while I'm doing this, I'm looking at the way the actual layout has appeared and I'm thinking, shall I leave it the same way? Shall I change it? What's the better option? Almost done. My Halloween purple cat. That's it, all the materials are down, that final tweak there. And it's now finished, if I do say so. Yes, doesn't it look beautiful? Okay, everybody, that was the purple cat. Right, now I'm going to show you something really, really special. Now that you've seen the purple cat, please do build it. I'm going to stop playing the video and let you listen to the next section. And I really hope that you do like the music because I think it sounds wonderful. So, purple cat, see you all later in the video. Now, wasn't that fantastic? Did you just love that? Now, speaking of love things, I love this farm, and you will be so happy with these three images, as I said I'm going to show you. So we are at the Happy Halloween farm, which belongs to my friend Felipe. So let's zoom on out and see what he has done that made me feel so impressed, and I do so love what I'm about to look at here. So are you ready for your spooky experience? Let's have a look. Zooming out, zooming out. Now pay attention to the top left hand side. Okay, what are we seeing here? Oh my god, it's a ghost! Ah! Spooky! Oh wow, look at that. Look at what he has done there using the path pieces, the ditch pieces, barrels, and the hay bales. Awesome! Oh my god, I love it. This is absolutely fantastic, and it's probably one of my favorite Halloween images that I've actually seen through the whole of this Halloween period. Now, as I said, I do love Halloween. Okay, even though I'm British and it's not something we really celebrate, please do let me see your images and keep sharing them, because I want to post them. I want to show the world. I want you to be recognized for your skill. But let's have a look at his second image, and I want to eat this. Here we come, here we go. Look at it. Oh, isn't that so crabby? Look at that Halloween crab. Oh yes, I love it. It's great. The design itself is really, really interesting. It's so cool. It's so cool. Now, I love to eat crab. Okay, it's difficult sometimes, okay, but now I'm used to it because we eat a lot of crab here in Japan. But it is actually really, really nice, and I think on the three decorations he's got here on his farm, this has to be my favorite. It's probably one of the better ones I've seen recently. Very, very original. And for a nice Halloween event, I do like it. Look at the use of that decoration there in the center with the winter decoration. Now he's using his actual spooky grave as well, with a nice little mixture of headstones there as well. And I do like his graveyard effect coming down from the actual dairy itself. That looks quite nice. But let's go and have a look at his cat. Now his cat's a little bit different than my one, and this one uses the hay bales. It also uses the Halloween decoration there in the center for the eyepieces, and some barrels for the feet. Now I do like the way he's done this, and I love the use of the dishes with the decoration around the outside, and the orgery trees there as well. Wicked. I give this decoration a 5 out of 5, and I'm so going to make these and show them off to the world, or in fact I'm going to put this into a separate video later when I review his farm again. Now, speaking of other farms, all of these images now are your images, everybody else. These are not mine. These are from some of the people I know, some of the people that I don't know. They are images that have been posted on the Heyday Facebook page, or they are images that have been posted on my Facebook page, and they are wicked. Look at this one. Trick or treat, everybody. And this is the original purple cat that I saw, and that's what I copied there. In fact, I love it so much I'm showing you twice. It looks great. Now, if you do have any more images, okay, it's too late to actually add them to this video, but keep sending them to me, because I would love to keep your Heyday images for your Halloween event in the one location. Right, that's it for myself. I've spoken enough here about the Halloween event. I've spoken about what I've done within the game, and I've shown you some really cool things. Now, do enjoy watching the rest of these. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and the most important thing, should I say, is to share with your friends. Let your friends know about it. Get it out there in the world. Let everybody see that Heyday is so cool, because we love you too. Right, that's it for me. Everybody have a happy Heyday and enjoy your Halloween parties this weekend. See you all now, and goodbye.